picking up where we left off, it's fascinating how Sanny Luvv weaves together the personal and the practical in this book.
Right, like it's not just theory, it's application.
And that's where Chapter 8 comes in, focusing on embracing positive change.
Yeah.
She acknowledges that change can be, really daunting, even when it's like for our own good.
That's so true. Even positive change can disrupt our routines, and like challenge our comfort zones.
Yeah.
What kind of insights does she offer for navigating that?
Well, she starts by addressing those common fears that often hold us back.
Okay.
Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, even fear of losing control. But then she kind of masterfully reframes those fears.
Oh, interesting.
Highlighting the incredible opportunities that come with change.
So instead of viewing change as a threat, we can see it as like a catalyst for growth.
Exactly.
I love that perspective shift.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that quote, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. But like, how do we actually put this into practice? Embracing change is easier said than done, right?
I agree. It's not always easy, but she does offer some really practical strategies in this chapter.
Okay.
She encourages us to reframe our perspectives, to break down those big changes into smaller, more manageable steps.
Okay.
And to seek support when we need it.
So like building a bridge between where we are and where we want to be one step at a time.
Yes, exactly.
But even with the best intentions, sometimes change is thrust upon us, whether we're ready for it or not. How do we deal with those unexpected curveballs?
That's where Chapter 7 comes in, focusing on overcoming challenges.
Okay.
And this is where, she really acknowledges that life isn't always smooth sailing, and she provides tools for handling those setbacks.
Because let's face it, sometimes it feels like life's playing dodgeball with our plans.
It does.
So what kind of strategies does she suggest for like maintaining that positive outlook?
Well, she reminds us that setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities to learn and grow.
Right.
She encourages us to accept the situation, focus on solutions, reach out to our support systems when we need a helping hand.
Okay.
And she really emphasizes like cultivating resilience.
That ability to like bounce back, like it's almost like a superpower, right?
It is.
But how do we actually build that?
Well, she dedicates an entire chapter to this, Chapter 12,
Okay.
arguing that resilience is a skill that can be strengthened through practice.
I'm so relieved to hear that.
Yeah, it's something we can develop.
Okay, so what are some practical tips for building up those resilience reserves?
Well, she encourages cultivating a growth mindset, which is about, viewing challenges as opportunities for learning.
Right, instead of just setbacks.
Exactly. And she also emphasizes the importance of self-care.
Okay.
Recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup.
That's so important.
And, she reminds us that connecting with our support systems, having those people we can lean on can provide that extra strength.
It's like building a support structure around our positivity so that even when those challenges come up, we have the resources to navigate them.
Exactly. And resilience really goes hand in hand with adaptability,
Right. That flexibility.
Yeah. Being open to new possibilities.
Like rolling with the punches, adjusting our course.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see how all of these themes, change, resilience, adaptability, they're all interconnected, right?
They are.
Building upon one another to create this more robust and positive mindset.
Absolutely. It's like creating a foundation for navigating the ups and downs.
Exactly. And speaking of foundations, Chapter 9 focuses on sustaining a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Which seems to be like the cornerstone of Sanny Luvv's whole approach.
Absolutely. She makes it very clear that cultivating positivity is not a one-time effort.
Okay.
It's an ongoing practice.
Right. It's about creating those positive habits.
Yes, and integrating them.
It's like maintaining a healthy lifestyle, right?
Exactly.
It's not just about going on a diet or hitting the gym once. It's about those daily choices that you make.
Yes. And just like physical fitness, maintaining a positive mindset requires that consistent nurturing.
Okay, so let's open up that toolbox then.
Okay.
What are some of those daily practices that can help us sustain those good vibes, especially when life gets hectic?
Well, she recommends starting the day with affirmations.
Okay.
Setting those positive intentions. And then throughout the day, incorporating those little mindful moments.
Okay.
Whether it's, taking a few deep breaths or savoring a cup of tea.
Right.
Appreciating the beauty around us.
It's about creating those pauses in the day to reconnect.
Yes, exactly.
With ourselves and with that sense of peace.
And she emphasizes the importance of, being mindful of what we consume.
Okay.
Not just food, but media, our social interactions.
Right. It's about being selective about what we allow into our mental space.
Exactly. Choosing those inputs that are going to nourish and uplift us.
I love that.
And then, at the end of the day, she suggests reflecting on our experiences,
Okay.
acknowledging our accomplishments, and expressing gratitude.
It's like creating a positive feedback loop, reinforcing those good vibes,
Okay.
setting ourselves up for another good day.
Yes, it's all about making those conscious choices.
And speaking of positivity, chapters 10 and 11 really dive into this idea of spreading those good vibes to others.
This is where her message really resonates.
Yeah.
She reminds us that positivity is contagious.
Okay.
Our actions, our words, even our energy can have a ripple effect.
It's like we're each little beacons of light, right?
Yeah.
And the more we shine our light, the brighter the world becomes.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
But how do we actually put this into practice? How do we spread those good vibes in a way that feels authentic?
That's a great question. It's not about forcing positivity on others.
Right, or pretending that everything's perfect.
No, it's about being a source of encouragement, kindness, and compassion.
I like that.
And she offers some really inspiring examples in the book.
Okay.
Remember Amelia with her win of the week team meetings,
Oh, yeah.
celebrating her team's accomplishments?
It's fostering that culture of appreciation.
Exactly. And what about Ray, who uses his social media platform to spread positive messages and inspire others?
Yes, those are fantastic examples.
It's about finding those small but meaningful ways to, brighten someone's day,
Yeah.
offer a word of encouragement, or just share a smile.
And chapter 11 really dives into the power of language in this process, right?
Yes, she reminds us that words have incredible power to build up or tear down.
It's like that saying, the tongue has the power of life and death.
That's right.
The words we choose, both in our self-talk and in our communication,
Absolutely.
can have such a profound impact.
Absolutely. She emphasizes being mindful of our language,
Okay.
choosing words that empower us and those around us.
Like what? Give us the goods.
Well, she talks about the power of I statements, which allow us to express ourselves without blaming.
Okay.
And she encourages active listening, really tuning in to what others are saying.
Right. So it's about creating that space for open and honest communication.
Exactly.
Where everyone feels heard and respected, even when there are disagreements.
Yes, that's crucial for those healthy and positive relationships.
So we've talked about embracing change, building resilience, sustaining positivity, and spreading those good vibes. But I'm curious, what is her ultimate message? What's the essence of good vibes only?
I think it's about recognizing that we have the power to choose,
Okay.
our thoughts, our actions, and ultimately the kind of life we want to create.
Right.
And understanding that positivity is not a destination, it's a journey.
It's a journey, yeah.
It's about those small, consistent choices that we make each day
That add up.
to create a life that is more joyful, fulfilling, and meaningful.
I like that. And that's where her personal reflection at the end of the book really resonated with me.
Yes.
It's like she's saying, hey, I'm not perfect. I still have struggles, but here's what's been working for me.
It makes it all feel so much more relatable.
It does. It really highlights that consistent practice.
Mhm.
She talks about her morning routine, starting the day with affirmations, gratitude, setting the tone.
Yes, before even stepping out the door.
Win the morning, win the day, right.
That's right.
But it's not just about those morning rituals.
No, she talks about revisiting those affirmations throughout the day,
Okay.
especially when faced with challenges.
Right.
And she emphasizes that journaling in the evening,
Yeah.
reflecting, acknowledging her accomplishments, expressing gratitude.
It's like creating these positive feedback loops throughout the day.
Yes, reinforcing those good vibes.
It's so inspiring to see how she's woven these practices into her life,
Yes.
making them a natural part of her routine.
Yep.
It's a powerful reminder that we all have that power to create a life filled with those good vibes. And it doesn't have to be complicated.
It doesn't.
It's about those small choices. And speaking of meaningful, I'm curious to hear more about her thoughts on gratitude,
Ah, yes, gratitude.
which she dedicates a whole chapter to.
She does.
I've always been a bit skeptical. It all sounds a bit too woo-woo for me. What's the real deal?
Well, I appreciate that she doesn't shy away from the science behind it.
Okay.
She dives into the research,
Okay, now you've got my attention.
showing that gratitude can actually have a profound impact.
Okay, what's the science behind it?
For example, she cites studies showing that practicing gratitude can increase the production of dopamine and serotonin,
Okay.
those feel-good neurotransmitters.
Wait, so simply focusing on what we're grateful for can actually change our brain chemistry?
It can, yeah.
That's fascinating.
It really is, and it's not just those immediate feel-good effects. Gratitude has also been linked to improved sleep, reduced stress levels, even boosted immunity.
So it's not just some fluffy self-help concept.
Yeah.
There's actual evidence.
There is. And, she emphasizes that it's not about forcing ourselves to feel grateful when we're not.
Right.
It's about cultivating that deeper appreciation for the good things in our lives.
That makes sense. It's about shifting our perspective.
Exactly.
Training our minds to notice the abundance.
Yes.
Even when things are challenging.
Exactly. And in Chapter 13, she offers several practical tips for incorporating gratitude into our daily lives.
Okay.
Like keeping a gratitude journal, expressing appreciation to others, or simply pausing to savor those small moments of joy.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light here. It's not about denying the difficult stuff. It's about choosing to focus on the good.
That's right.
Even amidst the challenges.
And, her personal reflections on gratitude really highlight this.
Yeah, remember when she talks about going through a particularly challenging time? And how focusing on the things she was grateful for really helped her get through it.
It was a powerful reminder that gratitude can be a source of strength.
Yeah, it's like that saying, gratitude turns what we have into enough.
That's a good one.
But sometimes, even with all the best intentions, maintaining that positive mindset can feel like an uphill battle. What about those days when the negative thoughts just keep creeping in?
That's where self-compassion comes in, which she talks about a lot in the book.
You okay?
Treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a loved one.
Right, it's about silencing that inner critic, right?
Yes.
Replacing it with that voice of support.
Exactly. And she offers some helpful tips for cultivating self-compassion.
Okay, like what?
Practicing mindful self-talk, acknowledging our accomplishments, and simply allowing ourselves to be human.
It's about recognizing that we're all works in progress.
Yes.
We're going to make mistakes, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Giving ourselves permission to be imperfect.
And that's what makes this book so powerful.
Yeah.
It's not about striving for perfection. It's about embracing the journey.
Right, with all its ups and downs.
And choosing to focus on the good, even when things get tough.
It's about cultivating that mindset that's both resilient and optimistic.
Yes.
Grounded in reality, but open to possibility.
I think that's a message that we can all benefit from.
Absolutely.
And that's really the beauty of this book, right? It's not about denying the challenges. It's about equipping ourselves with the tools and the mindset to, navigate them.
Yeah, it's about shifting our focus, right? From what's wrong to what's right.
Exactly.
What's lacking to what's abundant. Speaking of abundant, let's circle back to that interesting structure we talked about.
Okay.
The two distinct outlines within the book itself. We explored the first one, general positivity, but what about that second outline that really zeroes in on personal growth?
Right.
It's 2 books in one.
Yeah.
What are some of the key themes she explores there?
Well, she delves into topics like setting intentional goals, really discovering your passions,
Okay.
creating a life that aligns with your values.
So it's not just about feeling good, it's about living a life that's meaningful.
Exactly.
I like that.
And it's not just about that external success.
Right.
It's about cultivating that sense of inner peace.
And that brings us back to that personal reflection at the end, where she
Right.
gives us a glimpse into her journey and how she's applied these principles.
And it's so relatable.
It is. It really is.
She talks about her own struggles with self-doubt
Yeah.
and negativity.
Right. Like she's saying, hey, I'm not perfect,
I'm a work in progress.
but here's what's been working for me.
Right. It makes it all feel very accessible.
Yeah, definitely.
And she doesn't shy away from the fact that it takes effort.
Yeah.
It takes dedication
Right.
to really cultivate this positive mindset.
Right.
But she also emphasizes that it's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely. Yeah. One that can lead to a more joyful life.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what makes this book so powerful. It's not just feel-good stuff. It's like a practical guide
It is.
for creating real change.
It's about understanding those thoughts,
Yeah.
cultivating those habits,
Right.
surrounding ourselves with those supportive people.
Embracing the journey
Yes.
with all the ups and downs.
Choosing to focus on the good,
Yeah.
spreading those good vibes.
Yeah, creating that ripple effect.
Exactly.
And, I have a feeling our listeners going to take this knowledge and run with it.
I think so too.
Create a life that is truly amazing. This has been a journey of discovery. I'm so grateful to have shared it with you.
The pleasure was all mine. And remember, as Sanny Luvv says, life is beautiful. Explore every detail of it.